The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Tonight's broadcast will feature the Milwaukee Bucks as they go up against the Bulls out in Chicago. For Chicago, playing above 500 in the last few weeks, not bad. They'd like to do better. We'll see if they can add a win tonight.
We're in the place they call the United Center in Chicago, the home of the Bulls, where today we'll be broadcasting live. Welcome to Noche Latina here in the NBA. A Latin flavor to the night's festivity as we get ready to go. This is Kevin Harlan, and here with me tonight, Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke reporting from the sideline. You look at the Bucks, and 8th place in the East, they're in the playoff hunt.
And so far, they've split the season series right down the middle. Now the drama starts to ramp up. Only got 2 games left against them. Can they take the advantage?
I'm not sure, but I do know this. The more you play against the team, the less friendly the competition becomes. I mean, these 2 teams are working towards the same goal, and that's where the competitive juices really start to fly.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Monroe is out there with Antetokounmpo. Then it's Mayo. Then it's John Henson. And it's Carter Williams in at the 1 spot. Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, has fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
And competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible to outcompete at the high school level, the college level, and now in the pros.
Now here's Rose. Greg Monroe unable to get his shot to go. Rose goes in, lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that.
And they are on the board first.
Trying to set the tone here early. I like that.
Earlier, Doris Burke spoke with head coach Fred Hoiberg. What did you find out, DB?
We discussed their game plan defensively, and he mentioned that controlling Greg Monroe will be crucial. He said Monroe is a guy who can score inside, rebounds well, and his passing really sets him apart. Their offense runs best when it goes through his hands, so pressuring him and staying vigilant is essential for us. Guys, can they slow him down?
Thanks, Doris. Now here's Carter Williams following the miss by Derrick Rose. Fast break, here we go. Takes the 13-footer, bounces high off the rim and drops. Rose has got his 2nd bucket of the night.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Shoots off the screen. That's good from Mayo on the assist from Carter Williams.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
And Greg, especially when the ball is in his hands. I mean, come on now. You know he doesn't miss too many open looks like that.
Now here's Gibson. He's coming off a 10-point game against Houston. It's Gasol missing.
Well, I think the defense got lucky right there. I mean, he's going to make a lot more of those than he misses when he's got that much room.
And that one's good. Antetokounmpo's got his first basket of the night.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
In the corner, Gibson with it. 14 feet away. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. Gasol's got his first points in this one. Antetokounmpo against Gibson. Monroe sets a screen for Antetokounmpo. Outside Mayo. Henson with the screen. Carter Williams can't get it to go. Chicago leading. Here's Smith. Second chance shot, and he lays it up and in.
If you battle for the offensive rebound and come up with it, you're guaranteed a high-quality shot on a follow just like he got there.
Carter Williams kicks to Henson. Inside, and stolen by Drummond. From about 19 feet, it's in. It's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Mayo, the pass to Antetokounmpo. Wants to get it to Carter Williams and does. And the Bucks miss again.
You know what? Just a little fancy on that possession there. Just go up in rhythm.
Outside Rose. That's a 2 from Smith. The second effort. And it's Rose missing.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
Mayo kicks to Henson. The Bucks working the ball around. Monroe with a screen on Rose. Carter Williams dishes to Monroe. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And Greg Monroe really has had a good young career despite playing out of position for much of it. He has the size and skill set of an agile center, but was made to play power forward in Detroit once they drafted Andre Drummond, and that took some getting used to.
We're talking about Greg Monroe, and Greg, you gave us a nice little synopsis. He doesn't have, Clark, the long-range jumper teams are now asking out of that position in this day and age in the NBA.
Yeah, more teams want that stretch power forward. He's not super athletic. Where he does his greatest damage is in the painted area. There's still value in that.
Here's Gibson, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
That's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Here's Monroe. The Bulls getting the bucket. DeMayo, shot clock at 5. Henson takes the 12-footer and hits.
He has such a nice touch for a big man.
Yeah, and they've got to figure out a way to get a bigger body on him, because if they don't match up his size, then he's going to continue to work them over the rest of the game.
Here's Smith, following the score by John Henson. Rose goes in. A stupendous finish in traffic. Rose has got 8 points.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
That's right. 5 of their last 6 makes were on the interior. They've established their inside presence.
A shot by Carter Williams. Nobody around. That 3 off the mark. Chicago leading by 6. Smith the pass to Rose. It's stolen by Carter Williams. Oh, and here we go. On to Kumbo. Nobody back.
That's how you make it happen, guys. Ball pressure and then a run out.
And that's how you flip the script in terms of momentum right there.
Rose with the ball. He's coming off a 19-point game against Houston.
And he also was a table setter in that game, Kevin. Just an amazing job with his passing. Just a joy to watch that.
4 on the clock. No good from Gasol. Bucks trail by 4. On to Tacumbo. Kicks to Carter Williams. No one near Mayo as he lets it go. The rebound by Gibson.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Now here's Gasol. 20 points for him last game against Houston.
Yeah, but the rebounding in that game as well was just tremendous. I mean, he dominated the backcourt.
Stolen by Rose. 3 on 3. And stolen by Mayo. Fast break, Milwaukee. Mayo's running. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
He's looking confident right from the opening tip.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. The Bucks also changing it up. Parker's checked in for John Henson. Henderson comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Carter Williams.
And what a double-double machine Greg Monroe is becoming. Top 6 for power forwards last season. Top 5 for centers. And his game is only continuing to evolve.
Al-Farouq Aminu. He's checked in for the Bucks. Last game for Chicago, it was a loss to the Rockets.
You know, I don't like to use the word shock, but that was a shocking result for me. Nobody saw that one coming. To lose to that team was surprising enough, but to get blown out like that?
I know. I mean, I'm with you there. It just seemed as though they were sleepwalking their way through that entire game. It was, in my estimation, just inexcusable. Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
For Chicago, they've gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. Splitter sets a screen. And dishes to Splitter. Now here's Henderson. 11 points for him in that last game against Oklahoma City.
Yeah, but he was the ultimate two-way player. Defensively, also doing a great job. A couple blocks in that game as well.
Aminu, the pass to Henderson. Just 3 to shoot. Here's Bayless. And again, the Bucks miss. And Young, here we go. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
And guys, it looked like Nick Young had finally put it all together. I mean, he had a huge campaign 2 years ago, signs a new 4-year deal. Then last year, disaster strikes. I mean, he provided very little to the team outside of shooting the basketball. And even with that, he dropped to a career worst, 37% from the field.
Well, Greg, getting back to Young, it's tough to completely judge him on last year's numbers because he was fighting through knee injuries, ankle injuries, all kinds of things. Clark, they only played 42 games.
Yeah, but when he's right, he can light it up. I mean, he's a go-to scorer, but he just never got right last season. He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
And Aminu kicks to Parker. The shot misses. And it's Chicago the other way. Clarkson with the ball. Al-Farouq Aminu covering. And here's Clarkson. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Mirotic's shot is off.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
And Bayless kicks to Monroe. And down it goes. Dunked through off a wonderful assist.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
Splitter sets a screen. Here's Clarkson. Cans the 12-footer. Clarkson's got his first basket.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
Here's the screen. Mirotic against Parker. And there's the foul. It'll go on Nikola Mirotic. That's his first foul.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Here's Henderson. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. A baseline J. A shot's good from Bayless.
And when he gets in his head that he's going to get to the basket, very little you can do defensively.
And Young kicks to Clarkson. Nailed from three-point land. Clarkson's got 5 now.
You really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. They come into this one following a loss to the Thunder.
And guys, just look at the turnover stats in that game. You're not going to win giving it up as many times as they did.
Not unless you play an even tougher brand of defense on your end and force more turnovers for the other side. That's the only way you're going to get that thing squared away.
Screen by Monroe. Lots of room. And it's Chicago with the rebound. They traveled to Milwaukee last time they faced the Bucks, and they came away with a win.
And in the last face-off against these guys, they enjoyed a huge advantage in free throw percentage.
Yeah, it was really simple. I mean, you look at the numbers, they did a better job of knocking down the free throws.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. You know, guys, Al-Farouq Aminu, so highly regarded coming out of college, still really finding his way around the NBA. But this last season, with Dallas, he may have found his niche in this league.
That's a great point, Kevin. A guy who can give you a lot of things, rebounding, defense, hustle points. But he's already played on a number of teams in his young career because he's still trying to, as you put it, find that niche. Maybe he's finally developed who he is.
use this break in the action to show you the teams that in the last 10 games have been the NBA's best fast break teams. Number 1, the Bulls.
I mean, tough to maintain this kind of pace over an entire season. But let me tell you, they are really running right now.
Milwaukee on D, trailing by 4. That's good by Clarkson.
Yeah, and on the topic of Aminu, he's a bit of a tweener. Doesn't have quite the quickness and ball handling skills the top small forwards have. Doesn't have the bulk or grit to match up against the better power forwards. He's a hard fit for what you want to have done at that position.
And that one's good. Parker.
4 of their last 5 makes came off of a high-quality shot inside.
Textbook. Really, when you look at how they're playing, they are having their way down low.
Now, here's Clarkson. He's got 8. Down low. Here's Mirotic. Excellent D there from Parker.
And guys, getting back to Aminu, he still has the tools to be a really good player, but like so many young guys, he has to focus. He has to bring the intensity 100% every game. And I could see him being one of those late bloomers, if you will.
Here's Snell. Jabari Parker making his last shot. They set the screen. Now, here's Clarkson. Henderson defending. And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
How about battling through the impact there and then wheeling that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
1:02 left in the first quarter of the game. And Bayless kicks to Aminu. It's deflected and stolen by Splitter. Mirotic dishes to Clarkson. Rebound by Parker.
We've got a narrow edge here in rebounding early on. You wonder how much that'll play going forward.
Yeah, it's a game of inches, and every play counts.
Here is Bayless. His last outing, he had 8 points. Misses from short range.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Young against Henderson. Here's Clarkson. 8 points for him. It's blocked. Goes back up. With 4 seconds on the clock. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
And he's good on the second. With 1 on the clock. And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's the Bulls. They're up by 7. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And the Gasol brothers, both starters in the All-Star game last season. It's the first time that's happened in NBA history. Pau talked about the joy of sharing the NBA stage with his brother Mark.
It's like a dream come true. It's hard to really picture it. I'm just proud to be Mark's brother, and I'm proud of what he's become as a basketball player and as a man.
Well, their story is a bit like a fairy tale, the way 2 of them, sons of medical professionals in Spain, have become 2 of the best centers in the NBA at this age.
Yeah, and especially, Kevin, when you remember what a raw talent and how big and bulky Marc Gasol was when he was drafted by the Lakers, who traded him to Memphis for his brother.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Bulls?
You can tell the point of emphasis has been to get to the offensive glass.
Yep, and they've set the tone here early with the hustle they've come out with.
On the court for the Bucks, the dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward. Mayo out there with Michael Carter-Williams. And it's Henson in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now Now here's Carter Williams. He's coming off a 16-point game against Oklahoma City. Shot by Mayo is no good.
And then they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Here's Rose. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. Right side Gasol, and Henson sends it back. And here's the fast break. Carter Williams leading the way. Smith against Carter Williams. Out to the right wing, and Rose wide open. He shoots. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Smith against Carter Williams. Here's the floater, and the layup is good.
You know, he didn't need to make the layup complicated. I mean, it's not a trick shot contest, but he decided to go for a little extra flavor on that one.
Now here's Rose. 8 points for him. Rose double teamed. Prince the pass to Gasol. And that one's drained from the low block. Gasol's got the lead up to 9 now for the Bulls.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Time-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt.
Look at the space he had on that one, though. There's an obvious speed mismatch between the two.
Gasol, a screen on Carter Williams. Rose with the ball. Now defended by Carter Williams. To the inside. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
Andre Drummond is a big guy. At the NBA Draft Combine, he measures 7 feet tall with a 7'7" wingspan. And he tipped the scales at 280 pounds. That's a super heavyweight, my friends.
All right now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And that one misses. And on the topic of Andre Drummond, Greg, there are a few guys in the league who combine his kind of size with the type of athleticism he possesses. Fast up and down the floor, quick off his feet, even sports a little hang time. I mean, the guy's got a full package athletically.
You talked about the raw physical tools. Then you factor in the 2 things as a big that I really value: great hands and quick feet. And he's got that going for him. So you can't go through him, you can't go around him, and you certainly can't go over him. I mean, what's left?
We can only hope to contain him, as they say. Now here's Carter Williams. Henson. Second shot opportunity, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling. Fellas, I'll tell you, I was really surprised when Michael Carter Williams got traded last season. It's so hard to find point guards with his length and instincts. I mean, you just have to wonder what's going on in Philly.
Now here's Gasol. He's been putting up the points on a very steady basis, averaging around 17.5 points a game. Smith kicks to Gasol. Can't get it to go. Good D by Parker. On the subject of Michael Carter Williams, his assists went up last season. His rebounds went up last season as well. But, Greg, the one thing you can't seem to lock down is his shooting streak.
Yeah, last season hitting just 38% from the field, and you expect more out of him at this stage. But remember, this is a young player, and oftentimes your field goal percentage isn't necessarily a reflection of your ability to make shots, but more so your ability to take good ones. So shot selection, I think, plays a role for him as well.
And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Bucks?
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
You know, another thing they've done well, guys, this first half is challenge shooters and change shots. A bunch of block shots early.
Here's Carter Williams following the score by Derrick Rose. Carter Williams against Rose. 16 feet away, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. 8 points for Parker.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Now Rose. He's got 10. He dishes it to Gasol. It's rebounded by Mayo.
His touch has disappeared on him this quarter. He just hasn't been able to get it going.
Antetokounmpo with the ball. And Rose picks him up defensively. Bulls have gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. To the paint. Here's Gasol. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Gasol's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Crisp pass into the paint.
Bucks trail by 3. Mayo dishing to Parker. And there's the feed to Carter Williams. They double him with Drummond from the baseline. And the shot no good, a bit short. Chicago leading by 3. Smith outside. He feeds it to Gasol. Tries from 10, and that one's good. Gasol's got 8 points.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
Pass to Henson. Rose with the double team. Carter Williams kicks to Antetokounmpo. Rose against Parker. Clock at 6. Nails the wide open jump shot. 10 points for him. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Well, for Jabari Parker in his rookie year, not the kind of NBA career start that he wanted. Played great. Was probably the rookie of the year up until the time he was injured, blowing the knee and cutting his season short.
A great call. He definitely would have had a great chance. Really just made a transition seamlessly. Very efficient as a rookie before that injury, but which was a really tough thing to watch for anyone as he was showing so much promise early on in his career.
Bulls making a switch here. Snell's checked in. Al-Farouq Aminu. He's checked in for Milwaukee. Henderson comes in for Antetokounmpo. Rose with the ball. He's got 10. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. The shot's good from Gasol.
And for Parker, he could have been in the Rookie of the Year running with this play, scoring just over 12 points a game and shooting almost 50% before the injury ended his season.
Now, here's Aminu. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Carter Williams against Rose. Carter Williams, the pass to Aminu. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession.
And even in the short glimpses of last season, you could see that Parker was the real deal. I mean, he had no problem finding ways to score. And even with his injury setback, he should be a great player for years to come.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Splitters checked in for Andre Drummond. Mirotic comes in for Pau Gasol. And it's Clarkson in for Rose. Now, here's Clarkson. O.J. Mayo missing his last shot. Here's Gibson. Bayless grabs the board.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
And the shot is good.
Now, how did he manage to change his shot midair?
Nick Young's checked in for the Bulls. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And also knocking down the mid-range because they're making good decisions with the basketball.
Now, here's Clarkson. He's got 8. Dishes it to Mirotic. Feeds it to Clarkson. A 3-ball. Here's Splitter, and he throws it down hard with one hand.
Ooh, a forceful finish from the big fella.
Well, with a player for that size, you'd think he'd make the highlight reel more often.
Yeah, you know, he just appears to lack an edge at times in his game. I mean, he can be too passive and reluctant on the court.
Now, here's Aminu. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Milwaukee, no good that time either.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
here's Clarkson. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Young dishes to Splitter. Takes it from 10, and he hits the jump shot. Splitter's got 8 points. Bucks trail by 6. Here is Bayless. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. Mayo into the lane, and stolen by Splitter. Now, here's Clarkson. Defense is right there. Passes it to Snell. 6 on the shot clock. Young outside. Offline with his 3.
And Jason Kidd has seen a lot of things in his first few years of coaching. Already changed teams once and it had some personnel issues, but you cannot deny that he knows how to get the most out of his team.
Now here's Mayo. 12 points for him. A floater. Bayless's shot is off. Chicago leading by 6. And Young kicks to Snell. And a miss there on the triple. And with Kidd, the results on the floor, Greg, speak for themselves. He knows what he wants out of his players, Clark, and he keeps them accountable.
And, you know, having that accountability is what made the Bucks so much better last season. Kidd is still a very young head coach. I tell you what, he's shown me a bright future in that capacity for himself.
Got a piece of it. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
They got to find something, you're right. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Mayo. His last 10 games, he's averaging 11 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
Yeah, great hustle, does all the little things. Just a good complimentary guy to have on your team.
And so Snell nails both of them. Bucks trail by 6. Timeout called, the Bucks.
Yeah, saw some things that just weren't working for them and wants to make some adjustments.
Yeah, and no reason to wait around to do that, Greg. I mean, might as well make those adjustments right away.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, Kevin. Jason Kidd had some words for his team over that last break. Mayo was the focus of the discussion, and he wants their offense to run through him. Coach is calling on him to play a big role in the offense for the rest of this game, to really be one of the key guys for them down the stretch. They're not going to wait for halftime. They want those adjustments to have an impact right away. Over to you, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris. Now, here's Clarkson. 8 points for him. He kicks it to Young. We've got 1:13 left in the first half of basketball.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Young against Mayo. His first shot coming late. Henderson, no good.
Even in close to the hoop. That's a tough one to drain when the defense is that stifled.
Prince's shot is good.
Love the assist. I mean, he knew exactly where that bounce pass had to be to create that opportunity.
Here is Bayless, following the score by Tayshaun Prince. Screen by Monroe. Bayless the pass to Mayo. Inside. It's deflected, and he's able to get it back. And that one's good. And it's 6 points for Greg Monroe. We've got 28 seconds left to play here in the half. Now, here's Clarkson. 16 seconds left in the first half of the game. 5 on the clock. Puts it up from 12. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Clarkson's got 10.
And look at how quick he was to bite on the pump fake. Left his feet way too soon.
And we've reached halftime in this one. Bulls lead by 8. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. An outstanding first quarter for Derrick Rose. He had 10 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound. And Shaq, what did you see out there from the Bulls?
Well, one thing that stands out is how few turnovers they had. The offense looked in control. They were making nice passes, moving the ball, setting screens. The confidence just seemed to build, and the lead did too. They're a very steady team. Keeping those turnovers down, that's the big factor.
Kenny, what was your takeaway on Milwaukee?
Well, it's never easy to play on the road, and the score reflects that. Just doesn't seem like they're well prepared for this matchup. Every time they tried to make a run, they got derailed. I think to refocus their efforts in the second half, they're going to need to play with a lot more determination for a chance to win this.
And that's going to do it for now as the second half is almost ready to get started. Back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We're going to sit right here and wait for the end of the game and talk at you again.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. Really an incredible game from O.J. Mayo.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
Pau Gasol is out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Rose. Then there's J.R. Smith. And it's Gibson in at the small forward. And that's the group for Fred Hoiberg as we begin the second half. The Bucks have been excellent at the free throw line here today, a flawless 6 for 6.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
And guys, that allows their opponents to play very aggressive defense if they choose to, knowing it's not a bad thing to send them to the foul line.
And so Greg Monroe nails both of them. The Bulls leading by 6. Outside Rose. The dish to Gasol. And Henson pulls it down. The Bucks shooting reasonably well, 45%. So many people overlooked Pau Gasol prior to last season, seemed to think that Clark, he was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Rose against Carter Williams. Smith dishes to Rose. 14 feet away. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire. You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on. And with the skill set that Pau has and the year he had, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact.
That free throw good from Mayo. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrated. And Gibson sends it back. The pass to Carter Williams. 6 on the shot clock. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. 6 points for Michael Carter Williams. Mayo against Smith. Now here's Rose. Defense is right there. Bucks trail by 5. Carter Williams kicks to Antetokounmpo. Pass to Henson. They double him with Drummond. It's Monroe, high post. He's up against Gasol. The shot's good from Henson.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Gasol, a screen on Carter Williams. Rose kicks to Gasol. Beautiful dish, and the layup goes down. Gasol's got 12.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
And here is Carter Williams. He has 6. There's the pick. Henson the pass to Carter Williams. The Bucks need to get a shot off here. That drops. That's 10 points for Greg Monroe.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
Chicago calls timeout.
And when it comes to Michael Carter Williams, guys, I feel like people either love him or they don't buy him at all. I mean, he has the size, he's a good athlete, he plays hard. And he's also had some injuries, and he's been very inconsistent at times.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Jason Kidd was saying to his team. He told the team he wanted to run their offense through Parker. Coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. There's still plenty of basketball left to play, and as we watch how these adjustments play out, Cav, it'll be interesting.
Thanks, Doris. Carter Williams with the bucket. Well, going back to Michael Carter Williams, he is a polarizing prospect. For example, Greg, when you played the position, he gives you a lot of assists, but he also averages over 4 turnovers a game. That was just last year.
Yeah, that's true. And he gives you plenty of rebounds and steals as well. But sometimes the shot also, Kevin, not necessarily where you'd like it to be. At times he couldn't throw a rock in the ocean. This guy just really struggled. But the talent is there. It's just going to take some time for him to mature. And the jury's really still out on him.
Now here's Rose. He's got 12. That one goes. Count. 14 points for Pau Gasol.
A splendid pass that time by Rose.
Now Carter Williams kicks to Henson. Parker outside, shoots from the elbow. That one wide left.
And no excuse there for missing that one after being freed up by a great pick.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, they came away empty, but they got the look they wanted, and really, I like the movement and communication now.
And Henson sends it back. Outside, Antetokounmpo. He dishes it to Carter Williams. In the corner, Mayo with it. Milwaukee, no good that time either. Chicago leading by 5. Outside Rose. The feed to Gasol. Shoots from the baseline. Shot no good. And Milwaukee the other way now. They'll be playing host to Miami for their next game. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Antetokounmpo with the ball. Now guarded by Gibson. Henson's shot is off. Bulls have gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. Smith kicks to Rose. Drummond with a screen on Parker. Back to Smith. Beyond the arc. That's rebounded by Mayo. Mayo's got his 3rd rebound tonight. He feeds it to Parker. Parker double teamed. Jacks up a 3. Not that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Mayo.
You know, that's how you do it, guys. I mean, he passed his way out of the double team and into an easy basket.
Outside Rose. Over to the wing. And Gasol now top of the key. so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. Derrick Rose has certainly piled up the awards for such a young player, starting with Rookie of the Year, the 111 first place votes to only 5 for the runner-up. We know about his MVP, and that just shines out so brightly for him.
And how about he and Michael Jordan, the only MVPs in Chicago Bulls history?
Mirotic is checked in for Taj Gibson. And then for Milwaukee, Al-Farouq Aminu. He's checked in for Antetokounmpo. Henderson comes in for O.J. Mayo. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Michael Carter-Williams. Rose hits them both.
You know, looking back to Rose's MVP award, his stats were on another planet that year. He was only the 3rd player to record 2,000 points and 600 assists in a single season since 1973. The other 2, LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
There's a screen. And Aminu kicks to Parker. 13 feet away. Good as the jump shot falls. Parker's got 12 in the game. Chicago leading.
You know, in talking about D. Rose, I don't think the individual awards mean much to him. He's about trying to help his team win championships. And that's the kind of mindset he has to continue to display. I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Henderson against Smith. Pass to Aminu. Dishes to Parker. 18 feet out. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Drummond's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Rose with the ball. 14 points for him. That's good.
Now that's a killer crossover. The defender got totally shook up by that move.
Bucks trail by 6. Here is Bayless. Down low. Here's Parker. Parker with another miss.
You know what? Those are shots you just hate to miss when you get those kinds of bunnies on a possession.
And it's Rose missing. Milwaukee has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Parker, a screen on Mirotic. Rose with the double team. Bayless dishes to Parker. Feeds it to Henderson. Henson the pass to Aminu. The Bucks working the ball around. Here's Henderson. A 3-pointer off the mark. The Bulls leading by 6. Smith with it. Al-Farouq Aminu covering. Parker with the steal. Now here's Aminu. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Parker outside. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Henson, and it's good on the assist by Parker. 6 points now for Henson.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
Well, as we come down the stretch this season, these are the big men having the most success from the floor since the All-Star break. 3rd is Andre Drummond.
And it's one thing to be able to create high-quality shots for yourself, but you still have to finish. And there's no doubt all those guys can do both.
Yes, sir. I mean, these guys make the most of every one of their easy opportunities. Missing layups is simply not part of their routine.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
You know, I think he just wants to tinker with the game plan a little bit. I think that's a wise timeout.
And part of it, too, Greg, was he saw some things going on out there that he didn't care for. And a chance here to see where the Bucks currently sit in the NBA statistically. 3rd in opponent offense, 8th in rebounding, and they're in the top 10 in opponent field goal percentage. That's pretty good company. It points out the fact that they do prioritize the defensive end.
And you talk about their ranking in terms of opponents' points per game. They really stifle teams. I mean, they eliminate the easy runouts in transition, and they force you to play 5-on-5 and take difficult shots.
For Bayless, it was his 6th team in 7 years last season. A good utility combo guard to have. He can score, he can make plays for others. He's really defined his role in this league.
Talking about Jared Bayless, some thought he would be a star when he first entered the NBA, and he certainly had his moments, Greg, but inconsistency and And turnovers have kept the lid on his progress.
Yeah, well, where I like Bayless is in spot plays. You need a lift. You need a spark offensively. You go see Jared.
Both free throws good from Bayless.
They're locked in from the charity stripe this half. Not a miss yet.
And trying to cut into this lead, they need every edge they can get.
Now, here's Clarkson. 10 points for him. Stolen by Monroe. To tie. And it's good on the layup. Bayless has got 4 points this quarter.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Here's the teardrop. Another shot. Monroe, no good.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Got a hand on it. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
Monroe has been putting up some strong numbers. 8 rebounds, and he's done his job at the charity stripe. He's gotten 4 of his points from there.
And that's a good place to get them. They don't come easier than that, but you've got to get yourself there first.
Shooting two. Shooting two.
And that one falls for Monroe. That one is no good. Well, what a season it was for Mirotic last year. Came on stronger for the Chicago Bulls. Continued to improve. Effective in the playoffs. Really a joy to watch in his first year.
And interesting, so much hype going into the season was about Dougie McDermott.
Yes.
Whether or not he was going to be in the running for Rookie of the Year, and it ended up being Mirotic. Most years, he could have walked away with that award.
They now take the lead. 13 points for Greg Monroe. Chicago trailing here. Young outside. There's the pick from deep. Another miss by Young.
Boy, just by his body language, Kevin, you can tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Yeah, it seemed like he had great rhythm on that. You could see the disappointment in his face.
Now here's Monroe. He's got 13, and he gets it to go.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
And with that, the Bucks lead is cut to just one on the basket for Mirotic.
And those are two teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
Now, here's Aminu. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Monroe. Makes a big height bounce and goes in. Monroe's got the lead up to 3 now for the Bucks.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, Clark, quality looks at the rim. That's fueling this run.
Mirotic the screen. Clarkson, no good on that last second attempt there. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. The Bucks on top, up 3. And right after this, we'll bring you the start of the final quarter right here on 2K Sports. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. The Bulls shooting 43% from the field. On the floor for Milwaukee starting the fourth quarter. The dynamite pair of Antetokounmpo and Parker at forward. Michael Carter-Williams is out there with Henderson. And it's Monroe in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
That's a brain freeze right there from the entire defense. Now is not the time to lose your focus.
Drummond working against Parker. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot two. Jabari Parker is a rookie, drafted number 2 overall behind Andrew Wiggins. Clark, there was much debate about which of these players, which of these prospects would be better NBA players. What do you think?
Well, I think both showed they're very capable of being stars in the league. Parker got off to a great start, averaging 30 minutes a game until, unfortunately, he had the ACL injury. And Wiggins, conversely, went on to have a big-time season, winning Rookie of the Year.
And he makes the first.
And when you compare Wiggins and Parker, really two different types of players. I mean, Wiggins has that unmatchable athleticism. Parker beats you with an incredible skill and passion. Also, tremendous maturity for such a young player.
He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line.
And, you know, going back to Parker versus Wiggins, guys, I mean, that debate could last a long time. Both guys have the look of perennial all-stars. It could be the number of championship rings that ultimately separates them. Excellent game we've seen from Derrick Rose. He has 18 points, and he's come away with 2 steals as well. He's blown up some plays out there.
And it also shows you the importance of intelligence as a defender, because he has been a nightmare on the ball.
That free throw, no good. John Henson's checked in for Jabari Parker. And the second free throw, good.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second.
Now here's Carter Williams. And here is Henson. Passes it to Monroe. Shot clock at 6. And he gets it to go. Monroe's got 13 points in the second half.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
Rose kicks to Drummond. There's the screen. Gasol on the high post. Drops in the layup for 2.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
Milwaukee in the lead. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Carter Williams against Rose. Monroe dishes to Henderson. Antetokounmpo passes to Monroe. And stolen by Drummond. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. And there's J.R. Smith on the assist by Rose. 8 points for Smith.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Now here's Carter Williams. Henson sets a screen for Carter Williams. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Gibson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Antetokounmpo can't get it to go.
Just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
There's Rose with the 3. That's good. Rose has got 6 in the quarter.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Monroe, no good.
Now, nice work there to contest the finish inside.
You know, they got the shot they wanted, but his defense, I mean, deterred them from those plans.
Now here's Drummond. Moves back up. The shot will not go. Some solid defense from Antetokounmpo. Look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Inside, Monroe. Can't hit from in close. Chicago leading by 4. Poke loose. And now Carter Williams pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
And with that speed, once he took off, the D just had no chance of getting back.
Well, I think they did the right thing. I mean, just give up the 2 points and move forward. Hey, discretion is the better part of valor sometimes. Write that one down, game players. Discretion is the better part of valor.
Bucks trail by 4. Henson with the screen. High arcing shot. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Outside Rose. Screen by Smith. Rose kicks to Gasol. From 11 feet away. And Henson pulls it down. Henson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Antetokounmpo dishes to Carter Williams. Henson with the screen. Carter Williams the pass to Monroe. To tie it up. He shoots again. Henson's shot is off. Bulls have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Rose kicks to Drummond. They set the pick. At the elbow, it's Gasol. Count the bucket. Gasol's got 20.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Now Carter Williams. Monroe outside. Back to Carter Williams. 5 on the clock. Tries a 3. Andre Drummond grabs the miss.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Rose with the ball. And it's Henson picking him up. And Drummond kicks to Gasol. Here's Gibson. It's Chicago with another bucket.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee.
Al Gasol was the number 3 pick back in 2001. Managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark, who was a 2nd-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hi, Kevin. Jason Kidd was just going over the plan with his team. He told us, guys, I know we can do this, fellas. Let's maximize every possession and get after it and just watch. Things will go our way. Kevin?
And as always, Doris, thank you. Talking about Pau and brother Mark, both of them were excellent last season. Difference is that Pau has always been considered a great prospect, so detractors are much harder on him when they see cracks, I think, Greg, in his game.
Yeah, you know, for Marc Gasol, it can only exceed expectations because they started out so low. I'd simply say that if I had to pick between one or the other for best career, I'd do everything I could to pick both.
Good way to get out of it. Good answer. And so it's Milwaukee now, after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And now we'll get perspective here on how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They haven't wasted time getting the ball up the court tonight either, and it's resulted in a lot of fast break points.
Free throw off from Mayo. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing, defended by Gibson. Clock at 6. Monroe down low. Defended by Gasol. And it will go, and the Bulls' lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Monroe. Bulls have gone 8 of 13 from the field since the start of the fourth, sinking the majority of their shots. Smith wide open. He fires. No good on the triple. And for Milwaukee, they're shooting reasonably well, 45%. Carter Williams with it. Now Smith defending. Monroe outside. Lets it go from 11. Connects. The jumper drops. Now just a 2-point Bulls lead.
What do you do with that guy? With his handles, he abuses defenders.
Now the dish to Drummond. They set the pick. At the elbow, it's Gasol. No luck. Good work defensively by Monroe. Right wing. Here's Henson. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 3 assists in the game. Rose goes in, and he gets it to go. Rose has got 14 points now in the second half.
Whoa, he really got his defender on his heels on that one. What a fantastic play, guys.
And, oh, here we go. Smith's got it. The fast break chance. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
And you've got to wonder just how big those points are going to be. A swing like that can decide a game.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it does. The steal there, as gutsy a play defensively as you're going to see.
Well, safe to say that J.R. Smith has never been short on confidence, Clark, his
right.
entire career.
Yeah, he's always been a guy who could actually play with confidence and back it up. When he's hot from the floor, he can take over games single-handedly.
Now here's Carter Williams. Wants to get it to Antetokounmpo and does. Can't make good off the screen. Outside Rose. He kicks it to Drummond, and so the ball out of bounds. Henson touched it last.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for either one of them.
Smith kicks to Gasol. The 11-footer. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. And it's a 7-point Bulls lead. Carter Williams with it. Monroe left side. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. Andre Drummond picks one up. He's off on the first. And he sinks the second. Chicago calls timeout.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
The Bulls leading by 6. Outside Rose. Gibson dishes to Rose. And that one comes up a bit short. Bucks have gone 7 of 16 from the field here in the fourth. That's about 43%. Mayo, the pass to Carter Williams. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. And the technical free throw is good. To the paint. Mayo with it. And Rose picks him up defensively. Mayo kicks to Carter Williams. Baseline try. Chicago grabs the miss. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Outside Rose. Goes up on the wing. Milwaukee with the rebound. Monroe's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Henson, a screen on Gibson. Here's Carter Williams, and Gibson sends it back. Gasol setting the pick for Rose. Now the pass to Gasol. It's stolen by Kumbo. And now here's Mayo, the fast break opportunity. Pass to Carter Williams. Misses off the right eye.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
Smith for three. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts.
And he has started to turn it on now after that slow start.
Now a timeout called by Milwaukee. They're behind by 8. 1:12 left in the 4th quarter. Left in the 4th quarter of this one. A drive by Monroe. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Monroe's got 9 points in the quarter. The Bulls leading by 6. Outside Rose. And Henson pulls it down.
Now that's terrific defense at the rim. Got right in his path.
And you know they'll be conscious of him next time they take it inside, too. I mean, that's what really good defenders do. They make you think about their presence.
Now here's Henson following the miss by Derrick Rose. 5 to shoot. From 11 feet away, it falls! And now they trail by just 4.
And that was pretty. A beautiful move to set up the jump shot.
And so they foul intentionally. And they go to the intentional foul.
That's his 3rd personal foul. Derrick Rose at the line for the Bulls. 2 shots.
And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. That's good, going 1 of 2 from the line, and then puts them up by 5. Timeout called, the Bucks. They're down by 5. 23 seconds left in the 4th quarter. .23 seconds left in the 4th quarter.
Bulls foul. That's his 1st personal foul.
So the first one drops, and that shrinks the margin to just 4.
At the line for 2.
And both free throws good for O.J. Mayo.
And now down to a 1-possession game. Those foul shots, huge.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making.
And a tough break as his second attempt at the line, no good. Timeout called, the Bucks. They're trailing by 4. 20 seconds left in the game. What's your take, guys?
Yeah, you know what? They're going to draw up something where they can get a quick shot and then maybe a foul.
That's got to be the game plan here. I mean, free throws are really their only hope. Points with the clock stopped.
Here's Milwaukee now. 4-point game. Carter Williams dishes to Mayo. Carter Williams can't get it to go. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. Kicks to Henson. He dishes it to Carter Williams. Henson the pass to Carter Williams. And the foul on John Henson. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2. And so it's Chicago winning this one. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds, Clark.
You know what? They showed their character in crunch time, though, doing what had to be done to send these fans home happy.
And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
This win was punctuated by some quality defensive plays. How important is the defensive execution to your success?
Well, defense got to be always our motor. You know, if we get some stops, we're doing a good job defensively, everything will be okay from that point on. So we just got to continue to emphasize our defense.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. Now time to send you over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hi again, everybody. This is Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time now to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Derrick Rose. During the second half, it seemed like he was simply on a mission. Really didn't let up.
He was up to every single challenge he faced tonight. He was in such control of the ball game. His showcase of his skill set was awesome.
They were riding a 2-game losing streak coming to this game and could not afford to drop it. He rose to the occasion for them tonight, big time. They needed this sort of performance. He took his game up a few notches. Love it, Ernie.
And that'll do it for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Hope you enjoyed the show. From myself, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.